Welcome to the WindyCity Rundown. We won the league in that field. We won it at the lane. Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford.
We won the fucking Lord.
McKellar touched his army. We're Arsenal through and through. We'll sing at the North Bank.
And we come from Liverpool. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole.
Welcome to another great episode of the WindyCity Rundown here on Facebook and on the Tube of You. I am Eric Avila, the happiest person on earth right now. That is Jose Contreras.
All right, I think we gotta do this again, Eric.
Another great episode of the WindyCity Rundown for you guys. What's up, my guy?
Are we even live? I don't see it anywhere on the.
Yeah, we're live. We're live AF.
Huh.
We are live AF.
Well,
Here on the WindyCity Rundown. Yes, I am excited. I am happy. I am in probably the best mood I've ever been in, like, ever. Well, sports-wise. But yes, that is Jose Contreras. I am Eric Avila. Another great episode of the WindyCity Rundown. We have a lot of breakdown to you. I had my little excitement. Jose, what's up, man? How are you today?
Good. Just put it public, so we might have to do that over.
Boo, boo, boo. It's all right. That's all right, because we still got the rest of the show for me to show up and show out. And my boys did the impossible. Well, not really the impossible. They just got, did their thing in Madrid, and yeah, quite happy, quite excited. On to the semifinals next week. For all my people, my friends, my soccer friends that are Madrid fans, I would like to say that it was a great showing. It was a great opportunity. It was a great time, for the last 2 weeks. But all I gotta say is, a la casa se va Real Madrid. Let's go Arsenal. Yes. Great times. A great day.
Ole, ole, ole.
Yeah, so I got 2 weeks. Next time I find out gives the 29th, man. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the WindyCity Rundown. That was my brief 5 seconds of sports zoning. I'm so happy and so lucky that Arsenal won, because I would have probably crashed out if they would have lost. I ain't gonna lie.
How you doing, all you cool cats and kittens?
Yeah, so whew. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, we're back. What's up, Jose, man? How are you?
How you doing, all you cool cats and kittens?
We're doing great. We got a lot to talk about on the show today, man. We got to talk about the Chicago Cubs. They lost their, I guess, what? Can you technically say their second series loss, first series loss of the season, depending how you want to look at the game in Los Angeles?
Yeah, they lost. They lost to it's definitely the second series. They lost to the Padres this past couple of days. Not bad though. Not a bad showing from the Cubs. Just credit to the Padres pitching, man. They took care of it.
Padres, I think they're the only team undefeated at home right now this early season. But that says a lot. I think the Padres only lost 3 games so far this season, or 4. And out of those 4, the Cubs gave them 3. So it says, oh no, actually I lied, because the Cubs won yesterday. So that means they're not undefeated anymore. I redact that statement. But the big talking point about the Chicago Cubs for the past couple of days is losing Justin Steele for the rest of the season with Tommy John surgery, Jose. And honestly, I'm not the guy that wishes injury on any human being in the world, whether they play professional or not, Jose. But for some odd reason, I would like to say this, that I am glad that this happened to the Chicago Cubs, that they have a major injury in their roster, simply because now I want to say that it's up to, and we are going to see if Tom Ricketts is willing to go deep in his pocketbooks and actually give the Chicago Cubs a little bit something in A1 division in the Central that is wide open for them to win. And two, in the early showings of the first 2-3 weeks of the season, Jose, they have literally won every series except one, maybe two, depending if you want to look at the Tokyo season or series, however you want to look at it. But so far, a very strong showing for the first 2 weeks of the season, Jose.
Can't wait till you open up that checkbook and buy me some wings because I'm gonna win that bet. But yes, Eric, they have been it has been a good showing with Chicago Cubs, but I don't co-sign what you're saying as far as being happy that that Justin Steele went down because I have no confidence in on the Cubs owner Tom Ricketts. The only way I can see it, the only way I see him opening up a checkbook is if the Cubs are legitimate contenders come trade deadline, and that's a big if. Anything can happen from now and then. I'm very optimistic, right? I like the way this team looks, but if this team is struggling, if this team doesn't look so good, then I don't see that happening. Not to mention, there's a lot of rumors, a lot of talks going around that they want to extend Kyle Tucker. I'm glad. I'll be happy if that happens. But if that happens, that's also something else that may go against signing a free agent or going through the trade deadline or something. Like you said, opening up that checkbook to get a pick. Again, a lot has to happen from now to the trade deadline, and I don't want anybody getting hurt, especially someone like Justin Steele. So that's going to hurt us in the long run for sure.
No, 100%, and yeah, because to be completely 100% honest with you, man, whether how you look at Shota or how you look at Justin Steele, whether he's a 1 or a 2, the Cubs really don't have a legit number 1, right? Justin Steele can be a number 1, but he's not really considered number 1. Shota could be considered a number 1, but he really doesn't look like a number 1. So in all honesty, everybody's being up a level, I guess you can say, right? And even with the injury of Justin Steele, now it brings everybody else. Now it's by starting pitching by committee. We got Javier Assad coming back in a couple of weeks, maybe in a couple of months, who knows, from his surgery of last year of Tommy John as well. And just a lot of moving around. The pitching staff, bullpen. I mean, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. And I think right now with the luxury of the Chicago Cubs is the fact that they have this weird, I guess, good streak, let's call it, right? A good streak, a good hot streak going on right now of them winning every series except for this one for the Padres. And the fact of the matter is, Jose, is that right now it's the best time to do the tinkering, the let's trial and error, because it's only the first couple weeks of the season. We still have 4, 5, 6 more months left of the season left. And to be completely honest with you, there is still going to be a realm of possibility with this offense that the Cubs have been producing in the last 2 weeks that they will probably be in the running for the first place in the Central and be up there in the playoff contention by the trade deadline. So, yes, this is going to put all the pressure on Tom Ricketts. Yes, I am with you. I don't think that Tom Ricketts is going to go deep into his pocketbook. I don't know, but history shows that he has done it ever so mightily throughout his tenure as the Cubs owner. But now it's been different and it looks different. And the only thing I keep hearing in the back of my head is biblical losses. And I don't even think he has the guts to do so, to actually make a pull off a trade or to sign Kyle Tucker for a long-term deal. I don't know if that's going to be done by this season or if it's going to be done at all.
I mean, yeah, I hear you. Well, we'll see, right? We'll see. The biggest thing right now is for the Cubs to stack up these wins and get to the trade deadline, and then from there, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I think it's more likely to persuade Tom Ricketts, if you're Jed Hoyer, if you're anybody in that organization, to open up the checkbook or to pull the trigger, so to say, on anybody that may be available come trade deadline. And like I said, if they can do that, that's great. But the Cubs have to look like legitimate contenders. I feel like, I'm not saying that I agree with it. Like I would love for them to make a move no matter what. But knowing what we know about Tom Ricketts and this organization, based off what they've been doing the last couple of years, we both know, they would have to be legitimate contenders coming trade deadline in order for them to do anything like that.
100%, man. And it's such a weird place because, again, this whole entire offseason, I've been dogging the Chicago Cubs basically almost every time we had the opportunity to talk about them. And for me to get on board with them right now, it's kind of like I'm still at that point where it's just kind of like, okay, let me see it first. They proved to me that they're going to be a decent team. They're at least look like a decent team for the season, but I still need more. I need to see more. I needed to see him to go out and go off and at the trade deadline by July. As soon as July right around the corner, when teams are already kind of looking like they're going to be eliminated from playoff contention or look like they're not even going to make a push, I need to see that. I need to see that by the dog days of summer before I even consider hopping on. A nice, cute little 6, 7, 8 game winning streak is not going to veer me that way. Just like losing 5, 6, 7 games in a row is not going to make me feel a little bit different either. And I'm just going to be even keeled throughout this whole entire time until I see something different in July, if that does happen, Jose. So yeah. I'll be here chilling, vibing. And even though the checkbook, you might think the checkbook might be open for me to pay for Hooters. And right now, it looks favorable on your side than it is on my side. But at the same time, there's still a long way to go.
Still a long way to go, but we both had different opinions coming into this season, and
100%.
Right now it's good for me. So
110%. So we'll see what the Cubs doing right now. I mean, it's a good way to do it. The Chicago Cubs are in first place, even though they lost the series against the San Diego Padres, and a very long but a very successful West Coast trip. To be honest with you, taking 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers over the weekend, beating the A's last week too as well. First losing series against the Padres, but even though they coming home from the West with a winning record, so a win's a win at the end of the day. Just like my Arsenal today against Real Madrid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The WindyCity Rundown here. I am Eric Avila, the Arsenal fan. That is Jose Contreras here. We are live here, the WindyCity Rundown. What do you guys think about the Chicago Cubs? How confident do you feel about the Cubs after losing Justin Steele for the remainder of the season? Leave the link is in the comment section if you guys want to join us. You can also comment on there.
Also, Bulls are playing right now, playing a game against the Miami Heat. So if you see me looking, I'm looking at the game, but it's not much of a game, Eric. They're getting their ass handed to them. I really do think I'm a jinx.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a single game at all.
Me either. This is the first game I've been watching.
And quite frankly,
and it's it's pretty bad.
Quite frankly, Jose, I don't care. I really do not care about the Chicago Bulls. This is stupid that they're in the playing game. This is dumb that they're even having the lights on at the United Center at this point in the time of the season, Jose. And this is the excitement that you wanted, my guy. A couple of weeks ago, you were tooting their horns about them being in the playing game, man.
I'm still there again because this wasn't expected. We thought after the Levine trade, we were upset, right? Because we thought
I wasn't upset. Speak for yourself.
We were upset that they didn't do more or get more back. We were upset in that aspect because it seemed like they didn't want to pick a lane, right? With that being said, I don't think anybody still thought this team would even make it to the playing game, and they did, and they won 15 of the last 20. So they went 15-5 of the last 20, which is
unnecessarily.
All right, I hear you, but it's still an accomplishment nonetheless. So this team had a lot of momentum coming into this game, and it's just got deflated very easily. Tyler Hero has been lights out.
23 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds at a halftime. A 71-47 lead of the Miami Heat on the Chicago Bulls. Highest scorer on the Chicago Bulls is getting with 13.
And the Bulls are at home. The Bulls are at home. For you to come out playing this bad, it's very Bulls like. It's very Reinsdorf team like.
I swear, like Jose, all the time. I think as sports podcasters, as sports whatever we want to call each other, right? I don't know what the right word it is, but I want to say when we have our sports opinion, we'd rather be wrong than right. We want teams to prove us wrong than proving us right. And throughout this whole entire time, throughout this whole entire season, even after the trade, I've been right. I've been right for the last 3-4 years about the Chicago Bulls, Jose. I haven't been proven wrong yet. And the fact that they're playing a meaningless game on April 16th, just to even attempt to make the playoffs, they weren't even good enough to make the playoffs if it wasn't even for the playing game, Jose. just the fact that they're doing this is just it's pissing me off the fact that we're writing this and our percentages for a high draft pick gets lower and lower by the minute. So it's just dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah. I agree with you in that sense. As fun as it may seem on the outside looking in, these last couple weeks, a month, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's exactly what we thought it would be. I mean,
100%.
we none of us thought this was going to be a successful playing game or just playoffs in general. I just thought they would make it interesting. I love competitiveness. I love the underdog story, and I thought this team was embodying that the last 20, 25 games of the season. But with that being said, that they came out and they wet the bed. It's pretty bad. Embarrassed to even be watching right now. To be interested, I'm embarrassed to be interested, but I have been known. I have been known to be toxic. So
I would love to say that I apologize, Jose. I really do. I really, really do. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. You deserve what you're getting right now. I'm not gonna feel any type of remorse whatsoever.
sorry.
You deserve every single anguish and every single disappointment of watching the Chicago Bulls right now as they're getting their backs blown out by the man at home. At home. So
isn't John there?
Huh?
Isn't John? Speaking of getting your backs blown out, isn't John there?
I think so. I do think
this team got their backs blown out by your team, baby.
I mean, he wanted to waste the money, but whatever it is, man. Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and YouTube, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Make sure you guys hit the little bell on the Facebook page just to get notified when our shows are live and going. We talked about the Chicago Cubs. What do you guys feel about losing Justice Fields? How confident are you? Talk about the little Chicago Bulls. Wasting my time talking about the Chicago Bulls as you guys are seeing the game blown out.
If you guys are watching the Bulls right now and you're angry, let us know. Come on the show.
Man, I don't even want to
comments. We're here. We're here to be also therapists to our Bulls fans. And Tyler Hero, superhero, guitar hero, Lakers in 5. And speaking of the Lakers, we got our boy CP.
What's good, y'all?
I love that hoodie. OTC, baby.
OTC. What's up? What's up? Oh shit. What up, CP? How are you, man? By the way, happy belated birthday. I know he sent out your birthday wishes a couple days ago, my guy. I just want to put it out there. Happy belated birthday, my guy.
Appreciate y'all, bro. I'm Big 30 Club with you, man.
Oh shit.
30 gang.
You said 30 of my back just started hurting, my guy.
Right, shit. Bro. My knee was creaking the whole day.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you one fun story the day that I turned 30. So I had a semi big birthday bash for my 30, right? This is literally right before COVID or on the crisp of COVID. I really don't remember, but I turned 30 during COVID. I promise you, I partied, I did a good time, bro. I woke up the next morning and my whole entire body ached. I'm talking about it hurt getting up in the morning. My back hurt, my legs hurt. My shoulders hurt. My neck hurt.
Bro. You have no idea, bro. I went bowling and then I went to this bar like all night afterwards, bro. It felt like I ran a fucking marathon when I woke up the next morning, bro. Like it's crazy. Like, don't you know how Triple H feel out the Hell in a Cell matches? That's what I felt like. I'm like, damn, bro, what the Dude, this is what I gotta look forward to?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to take a lot of one a day Vitacraves for men's, a lot of fish oil, a lot of what else? Metamucil, because you're gonna be constipated a lot more now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've been dealing with that before I even hit 30, so I know it's gonna get worse.
But welcome to the 30 Club, CP, and then also welcome to the Windy City Rundown, my guy. CP, we talked about the Chicago Bulls. Are you watching this worthless game right now?
No, because I predicted this, bro. I knew this was going to happen, bro. This has literally been this is the Bulls process the past few years. Start the season off really shitty, go on an incredible run, just enough to make the play-in, and then get their ass kicked by the Miami Heat in said play-in. That's been the Bulls the past since the play-in has been created. This has been the Bulls process every single year. So, I don't know what people would stop thinking was going to happen.
3 years ago, I get 2 or 3 years ago, I get memories on my Snapchat and Facebook about when I was working at the Score. And I remember literally seeing one where it says, I'm talking about the playing game with the Bulls and the Heat. And I'm like, and I remember they got their asses blown out. I'm like, bro, this is like history repeating itself over and over and over again. It's crazy.
Right, which is why I didn't understand the excitement or why people was actually looking forward to this. Like,
CP.
Well,
Jose was excited.
I think it's because nobody expected this team, this version of the Bulls to even get here. And remember, the way they got here, like their last 20 games, they won 15 of them. So they were riding a high. There was a momentum going into this. So I think that just surprised a lot of people. And
I
even me, I was even surprised. Like, this is a pretty fun team to watch. Even though
right,
I think,
I'll give them that. It is fun to watch Kobe White and Josh Giddey, the
yeah,
young guys, show their talent off. I was I was interested in watching DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine just like sometimes put on a show. I mean, DeMar's what? He's in his mid-30s now.
yeah,
Zach is with the knee issues. Like at least something here. You go to the games, you look at Josh Giddey nice passing, Kobe White shooting. Like it's something nice to look at. But like, I mean, there's still no expectations there yet. I'm surprised they didn't trade Vooch this past deadline. But
it's Root should have been traded.
this is where we are.
I even thought Giddy should have been traded, but maybe he's showing me a little bit of something. Maybe why would they keep him? Eric, first off,
I don't know.
as you're pretending to move things around, why do you have a Blackhawks logo on your wall? You're not even a fan.
He's not.
It is the smallest logo that I got right here. It's just to show that how much of a fan that I am. It's very little.
Fake.
Bandwagoner at its finest when it comes to the Chicago Blackhawks, my guy. Bandwagoner at its finest. When they're good, you'll see me at every parade, every game, knowing what a slap shot is. When they're bad, I can care less.
I feel like every person that lives in Chicago has that right for the simple fact, or that's from Chicago has that right for some. Not a lot of people in Chicago really watch hockey like that. I mean, you got the certain crowds that do, but I mean, when they're good, I don't see nothing wrong with like coming out of the woodwork to root for them. It'd be different if it was, Cubs, White Sox, or Bears, but
Well, CP, it doesn't
this
help
this
that
feels different.
The Blackhawks were blacked out in the city of Chicago for like 30 years. So, I mean, that's one. That could be the case. The only time you see the Chicago Blackhawks is when you went to the United Center and see them.
They've been up for it from 2010 through 16, 17, though. So it's like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, they gave us the most recent dynasty in Chicago sports history, but in our reality, like, I mean, it took away generations of probably like myself to probably be interested in watching the Chicago Blackhawks. You know what I mean? At least being on TV. That's why the Chicago Cubs are so well known across the country and across the world, because of WGN. Every WGN station across the country had the Chicago games on, the Chicago Cubs game, because they were broadcast on WGN. And that's why everywhere you go, you see Cubs fans. Everywhere you see, every stadium, even across the globe, across the Pacific Ocean in Japan, you see Cubs shirts and jerseys on because they were on TV, on a public TV that everybody and their mama get to see. So it's what brought a generation of Cubs fans into this era.
Tyler Hero is channeling his inner Michael Jordan, man, here in the United Center. It's crazy.
I don't give a flying fuck about Tyler Hero in Miami and the Chicago Bulls, my guy.
Shout out to Eric Spoelstra, because the defense they're really on top of Kobe White, which is why the Bulls offense haven't been consistent. And
I mean, if that's all you had the game plan for, I mean, this is Eric Spoelstra we're talking about, bro.
Right,
he had the game plan for Kobe freaking White.
Exactly. Josh Giddey.
That's right, and that's no knock on them. That's no knock on them. They're talented, but let's be for real, bro. This is a playoff setting.
It's wild,
bro. They can't even. It's pointless to have this. I mean,
Eric,
I get the plan.
It's not pointless if you're upset about it.
Eric, you know what me and you wanted, bro.
100%, dude. I've been wanting it for the past 2
years. It's a great draft coming up, bro, and we're gonna miss out on at least 4 decent top picks. 5.
I wanted it too, CP. I wanted it too.
You were more excited about the fucking Bulls making this run and being in the play.
I was mad as hell when they didn't trade away Vucevic and Lonzo Ball and Giddey. I wanted all them traded by the trade deadline. I was waving that flag. It didn't happen. I can't sit here and curse the past anymore. I'm just looking at what's going on. So of course I'm just talking about their recent success. But week in and week out, I'm on this show saying don't support the Bulls. I've been boycotting them all year. But
here you are watching the game, so it's kind of like.
But I respect the players because the players are playing hard, regardless of whatever the fact is. So, and that's all I've been praising as the players. I think the players deserve all the praise, all the confidence. Why you would go watch them? Why the only reason why I'm watching this is the first Bulls game I've seen all season because of the players. That's it.
That was fair. First of all, it goes to Billy Donovan that gets the credit.
Him too.
That's the one that gets the majority of the credit to actually put those players in position to do so. Yes, the players have to play. But like I was telling you guys, and I've been telling you guys for a very long time, is that Billy Donovan can coach. And you give Billy Donovan a good team around him, he can produce magic. He can produce something.
So fire him and bring Vinny Del Negro back, bro. What the hell? We need somebody in there that's gonna help us lose.
Right,
Billy Donovan ain't interested in losing.
Red Hoiberg, CP, not even Del Negro. Del Negro had a better year than Hoiberg.
Nah, what's the guy after Freddie Hoiberg?
It was Boylan. Boylan, I think.
Boylan would be perfect.
Bring back Boylan. I'd rather have Boylan, my guy. Now, if I really want to lose, I'll be happy. I would actually go pay money to go see the Bulls lose because at least they have a fucking plan in the future, my guy. I would do that. I'll go see Benny the Bull. And like you said, Jose, in your words, go and support the workers that are at the United Center. Go see the entertainment value at the United Center for the Chicago Bulls because they know how to put on a show.
Benny to be the only excitement factor there, bro. I promise you.
The Bull, they got the DJs there doing their thing. The Lovables are doing their thing.
I see the fucking DJ every week on Friday at Power 92. What the fuck you talking about? Why do I have to go to the United Center to go see him?
No one's talking about you, bro. No one's talking about you, okay?
I don't care. I'm talking. Who's going to spend the money? Me? I'm putting my hard-earned money on this.
I think John's bad luck. John's team, Real Madrid, lost today. John's there at the game of the Bulls, and they're getting
Damn, Arsenal won.
My boys took it all the way. It was 195 minutes of pure masterpiece from my boys for the last two games. 195.
They kept saying the refs was going to cheat for Real Madrid.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, CP.
Eric was saying the same thing
for like 4 days straight since Saturday. Since Saturday, I've been feeling that way. Like every time I look at it, like, man, I love my guys. I believe in my boys, but man, it's FIFA, it's Real Madrid, it's the Champions League. The trifecta was there for them to find a way to cheat their way through. And I'm glad it did. I am happy that it wasn't that case, and that they actually played. It was a crazy start in the beginning, but at the end of the day, my boys are in the semifinal, and I couldn't be any happier. That's that.
On to WrestleMania.
WindyCity Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. So yeah, go join us like CP. The link is in the comment if you guys want to talk to us. Always put your comments on here too as well.
Right. What the hell was that? Come on, Kobe.
See, as Jose is getting pissed watching the pointless Chicago Bulls.
I don't know why he's doing it to himself.
I don't know why he's doing it to himself either, CP. I watched probably more of like 5 minutes, and that's because I was forced to watch it at Beggar's Pizza. That's all the amount of game time I watched of the Chicago Bulls all year. 5 minutes. That's it.
The only time I've watched them, is when the Lakers have played them. That's the only time I watched them.
You want to know what's the sad part about that, CP? I don't want to bring up bad memories, but you watched 2 Bulls wins at that point.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did. Though both of those wins hurt more. The buzzer beater hurt more. I know they beat us by like 40. It was something like that in LA, and then. But that buzzer beater from Giddey was just ridiculous. It's like, damn. Y'all turned into the fucking 90s Bulls against us, huh?
That was the only way, man. I'm sorry, CP, that happened to you, my guy. But I mean, it be what it be. All right, as Jose said, we are on to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is WrestleMania week.
I'm doing this to myself. I'm getting out of here. I'm shot at 3 again. I'm like, bro.
It is WrestleMania week, guys, and it is probably the biggest spectrum in wrestling entertainment through the history of wrestling. WrestleMania 41 starts this Saturday in Las Vegas. I think this is the first time they've been in Vegas since WrestleMania 9, I believe. It's been a long time.
Which was
Damn, I didn't know they were ever in Vegas.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
they
outside,
did the Caesar Palace.
WrestleMania, which was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Damn.
But we do have all the we do have the matches set for the weekend. There might be one surprise in there, maybe on Friday. On Friday, we'll see who maybe if Randy Orton has one. But I'm pretty sure they already scheduled that one, right? Randy Orton's going to have the match.
It's not official yet, but a lot of people are speculating it's going to be Nick Aldis.
That'll be something. That would be something.
Do you want to see that?
Look, Nick Aldis was a really good wrestler in the NWA. I thought when they signed him, when there was rumors of him going to WWE, that he was going to be a wrestler. I was shocked that they even have him as a GM. You see, the man's in shape, so it's not like he's
top shape.
He's been a wrestler forever. He's married to Mickie James. I mean, I think it'll be a good match. So
lucky man.
He's that lucky man. But let's go through it from for each night. Let's go start off, obviously, night one, which is the Saturday one, a 2-night event, just in case if some of y'all didn't know. It's a 2-night event now in WrestleMania, soon to be SummerSlam next year. But night one let's start off with Gunther versus Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso against the champion Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And in a storyline that has picked up in recent weeks, thanks to Gunther and thanks to Jimmy, first and foremost.
Jimmy's MVP for
Gunther doing what he did last week or 2 weeks ago with Jimmy Uso busting them all open, and the promo last week of Jay going on Gunther. This feud has picked up steam, guys. Simple question: who do you guys have winning? And I think we're all gonna agree or have the same answer. This one: Gunther or Jey Uso?
I'll go first. Look, I think the common answer and the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know why I'm stumbling. The common answer, and I think everyone thinks. I think everyone
feels.
Yeah, predictable. Thank you. Oh my god, the predictable answer is everybody thinks Jey Uso is going to win. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think they might swerve us a little bit. I think
right, because don't it seem like everyone's expecting it now? Yeah, like literally the whole world. It's so obvious now, right?
It's so obvious. It's so obvious. I think everyone's expecting it now, and I'm starting to think a little bit like, is it that obvious that maybe we're gonna get swerved into thinking it's gonna happen and it doesn't happen?
I don't know, because it's weird. It's weird that you even say that, and I get what you guys are saying, that it's becoming a little bit too obvious that it's gonna be Jey Uso. But in retrospect, I mean, if you do that to Jey Uso, it's basically you're borderline killing main event Jey Uso as a singles competitor.
You're burying it. I mean, not burying it.
You know,
you're hurting it for real. You're hurting his progression.
Yeah, 100%. Like, Jose, you and we have had plenty of wrestling talk on this show for the last couple of weeks already, and I have said it, and I'll say it again from the mountaintops. The run that Jey Uso was getting, LA Knight should have gotten in the last year and a half. But now you're gonna kill Jey Uso in this main event. Like, yes, he's still popular with the kids. Yes, he has a popular entrance and theme song and everything like that. But as a wrestler, as his performance, like the casuals or even the diehards that actually are into it, or he's gonna lose that momentum for Jey Uso. And I think for some, even the casuals and even some of the diehards like you guys, even him winning the title, it wouldn't feel
it wouldn't
right.
Move me.
It wouldn't not move me anyway, whether if he wins or loses. But as a storyline, as a progression, as a wrestler, he has to win because he already lost to Gunther not once, not twice, but thrice. So it's like you have to give him something to at least keep the momentum of him being one of the hottest sellers merchandise-wise in the WWE.
It's a cash grab for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a bit of a kids thing at this point because, like you said, Eric, like the diehards and the older wrestling fans, like they see through it. You know, they see through the whole yeet thing. We've been here before, you know, with the Daniel Bryan yes movement. Like we've been here, but this one feels a little different because, like, I feel like behind you take the yeet away and what's there, you know. Like it's like you said, he's not putting on like the best wrestling matches ever, you know.
Right.
Jesus,
Go
I
ahead,
love
Eric.
you.
Get it out the way, Eric. Get it out the way.
I love you, Jesus. I love you, my guy. All I gotta say is, a la casa Real Madrid. Let's go Arsenal, baby. Woo! I love you, my guy. Respect goes
I
in
knew
there.
he had it in him. But I agree with what you're saying, CP. It does seem like kind of a cash grab for the kids, to pander to the kids, kind of like how Cody Rhodes is, right? But my thing is, WWE can't always be a big baby face company. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have a really good heel champion, like Roman was for so many years. That's gonna terrorize so many
Exactly.
people.
Facts.
And I think Gunther can be that guy. And maybe this is what this is. Maybe they're setting up for Gunther to be the one to break hearts, to like really like break hearts and break people's thoughts of maybe persevering. Like him doing that to Jay. Although I do agree, Eric, it could I guess bring Jay down a bit. But imagine what it'll do to Gunther. Like like all the kids that wanted Jay to win, that'll really put some heat on Gunther as far as being that one heel champion that I think WWE needs. Unless they give it to Jay and then they have Cena win, then you have that. But regardless of the fact, like Cena win against Cody, then you have that heel champion. But I think WWE definitely needs that heel champion.
No, 100%, Jose. And you're right on that part. But again, the one thing about the world heavyweight title that is kind of upsetting, not upsetting, but the way how it's fallen off is the fact that even whoever wins, what storylines do you have for each wrestler? You'll have a little bit more storylines with Jey Uso as a champion than you do with Gunther. And the one thing that hurt Gunther was his long IC title run when he went through everybody in the mid card. And the unfortunate part about that is that there's nobody in that second tier of the main roster to even compete with Gunther, unless if
You bring Seth back into it, CM Punk, like
CM Punk, Drew
your main
McIntyre,
guys. You're
but
gonna
again,
have
like
to.
Yeah.
exactly.
Or Braun
And so,
Breaker. You can elevate Braun Breaker. Him against Gunther would be.
Yeah, him too. I can see him winning like Money in the Bank or something coming up
yeah,
this year.
yeah,
But
Exactly.
like
100%. But again, like,
it's
go ahead, CP.
it's like, cause is this the first match of the night?
I don't
It
think
might
so.
be. It might be. It
Oh, it
might.
might be though. Loki.
That would be so messed up if this was the first match of the night.
Here's the thing. In wrestling, right? I listen to a lot of podcasts, listen to a lot of interviews. What wrestlers say is if you're not last, you want to be first. You want to be the kickoff of the show because that's what people remember. The first thing they see, the last thing they see. You don't want to be behind a match that you have to then follow up, and it might be a good or bad match. So if you're not the main event, you want to at least start the show. So I believe it's going to start the show. I believe it's going to start the show.
I don't know. I mean, I'm getting vibes from Sheamus and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Remember the 10-second match? As soon as they started off WrestleMania, he got
That's the
his
thing.
head kicked off.
That was more storyline though. That was Vince McMahon's stupid ass booking. You know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Yeah, I agree with you. That was bad. But that was no fault of those performers. You know what I mean? Whoever booked that match was, yeah.
Yeah. So the matches that I'm gonna give you guys is not really in particular order. I'm just seeing on the website that I am right now on the matches. So just mind you, this may be the first match.
I think that's gonna be the first match. Though I do. I think it's gonna be the first match.
But the next match on the night one, or the next match that I see on this list on the night one, is Rey Mysterio versus Chad El Grande Americano.
Right,
That's
right.
on the night of match one. In a match that is quite interesting. It's a bit interesting in that aspect simply because one, I don't know why you didn't ask Chad Gable to be the match of that night. But two, this match you could get on a Friday night on SmackDown or on Monday Night Raw, and instead of it being a main event or a WrestleMania match for the weekend, regardless of the fact, who do you guys have winning? Chad El Grande Mexicano or Rey Mysterio?
Chad Gable's going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so obvious.
This match was for both of them to be on the card.
Yeah, pretty much.
And look, Chad Gable's a good worker. You put him with anybody, and he'll have a great match. I think he's very underrated.
Look at his match with Gunther.
I wonder what Rey Mysterio can do in a match like that. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be a decent match, but I do also have El Grande Americano winning.
Health effective.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. As many times as Rey Mysterio has wrestled Kurt Angle, like I feel like he's been here before. This whole Grande Americano thing, I want to see how long WWE is going to roll with it.
Nah, I think it's gonna be done after this weekend.
Yeah, it'll probably be done like this, but it's fun. It's fun.
I'm not so sure.
From the Gulf of America, El Grande Americano. I also think El Grande Americano is gonna win too as well. I think this is gonna be a very interesting transition of whether or not can Chad Gable be the next up and coming guy and probably take American Made to the next heights, because I think that's what also it's missing in WWE, a great faction after the Judgment Day is gone. And I think if you give credit or if you give that opportunity to Grande Americano and make them win and have the Americans Made right behind them, I think this is also going to lead up a good, faction for this year upcoming for those guys. So I also got El Grande Americano winning too.
Yeah, Chad Gable could be that. Also, I said I could see Braun Breaker winning Money in the Bank. I see Chad Gable like being put on this year too.
Yeah, IC title.
WWE typically does that. Who won Money in the Bank last year?
Wasn't it Damian Priest?
Yeah, Damian Priest. Kind of like they did with him. He was leading the Judgment Day all that time, and he finally got his shine. So,
and that's a great point, CP. Honestly, what I was just thinking right now, like if Jay does win the championship, Chad Gable would be a great opponent or feud for him. That way you put Chad Gable in that world heavyweight main event scene. Obviously, we don't think he's going to win right away, but that at least I think propels him,
right?
And makes him really that one heel that that WWE really needs, and I think that'd be great. I think
the experience of a main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. For sure.
100%. Next match here on night one for WrestleMania, as you're watching and listening to the Windy City Rundown here on Facebook and on YouTube, is the tag team title match between the War Raiders and the New Day. And again, another match that kind of, I don't know, was just thrown in there just to be thrown in there, just because there had to be a tag team title match in there. But I think these tag team title match needs a good heel faction to have, and I think it's the New Day that should win these titles on night one.
Yeah, for sure.
How about UCP?
For sure. I don't know how y'all feel about the War Raiders. They don't really move me like that. They're the typical tag team that I've seen before. Like I don't know if you remember the Ascension. They were kind of remind me of them.
I remember the Ascension.
Just a tag team that you just throw in there. You try to hype them up, but they don't really move people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would appreciate the New Day this match. I mean, it would have been nice to see like a ladder match or something with a bunch of tag teams. That would have been nice, but like, I mean, it's like you said, they just trying to throw them on the card and get them on there. So I think the New Day should win just because of how much heat they have on them right now. Literally everybody hates them right now.
New Day sucks. That's 100%. I agree, Jose. You too?
No, yeah, New Day should definitely win. And look, I agree with what CP said about the War Raiders, whatever the name is now. Reminding you a lot of the Ascension, but a lot of it has to do with the booking. Like, I mean, Eric, you and I talked about this last week. Triple H doesn't do a good job of booking the tag team division. He doesn't do a good job at all with the tag team division. No. Like, you have teams there. Like, the Creed brothers should be a really good dominant tag team.
I like the Creed brothers.
The New Day should be, even though they're multiple, like 8-9 time champions, with their new heel run, they should be really on top of everything. So yeah, you give them the titles, and hopefully Triple H turns it around here. And then on SmackDown, you have Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in NXT were amazing.
They kill it every time, bro.
And I think being together kind of it deters them a little bit. They got to go their separate ways, in my opinion. But if you want to keep them tag team, let them turn it up a little bit. I kind of feel like they hold back because it's nothing like I've seen in NXT. Nothing. So I don't know. I just think a lot of the booking is pretty bad with the tag team division. But the New Day wins.
Yeah, New Day wins. I agree. Like you said, we had this conversation before. Not so long ago. I think it was on Monday that we had this conversation too. That it's a booking problem. I think the War Raiders, as they don't move the needle either left or right, good or bad, they also are a very decent tag team working together, as big guys as they are. They can work a good match too as well. It's just you're right. They don't give that persona of being like the face or being the champions right now of the tag team division. So yeah, I got the New Day. The next one on this list is actually a good one and probably the most interesting one of night one that could possibly be a good match outside of the main event for night one. Possibly be a good match too. And Jade Cargill versus Naomi. A lot of a great storyline between those two. I think one of the best storylines heading into WrestleMania in my books. I said one, not the best, but one of the best storylines, simply because of the layers at the beginning. Jade and Bianca being tag team champions. Jade somehow gets jumped and hurt, gone for a period amount of time. Naomi fills in. They're the tag champions, and then all hell broke loose. Naomi and Bianca lose the tag team titles. Jade comes back and beats the living shit out of Naomi at the Elimination Chamber a month ago. And now we get this feud between Jade and Naomi because Naomi was the one that pushed Jade and made her be gone for a period amount of time. Guys, is this the night where Jade Cargill gets her WrestleMania moment, or is Naomi getting her win at WrestleMania? Let's go with. Let's start with Jose. Jose, what do you think?
Naomi is so underrated. She is so good. She is so good in her character work. She's a good heel. I love it. They need to keep her this way. I think
you got to proceed with caution. Remember that.
She's been doing an amazing job. So shout out to her. But I do think Jade gets the win here. I don't think this feud ends at WrestleMania though. I really don't.
I don't think so either.
No, not at all.
Yeah, baby. I didn't say look good. I said she's been good with her character.
She just pop up like Michael Myers, bro. Where'd she come from?
Where did she come from, for real? What's up?
She had a spidey sense of
her wifey sense was tingling, my guy. That's what it was.
You said what?
But no, I think Jade gets the win for sure. I just shout out to Naomi. I don't think this feud ends here. Bianca has to be inserted into this feud eventually. No,
I think so.
Hey, check this out. I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi won neither, though.
True.
Like there are certain wrestlers they have that little sassiness and that attitude about them, even as a face, that you know that they would be so good as heels. And I feel like Naomi, I always knew, I didn't know if they were ever going to do it, but I knew that she could pass as a heel just because she was so good at shit talking people.
Right.
I never knew Bailey would be good as a heel. That was one I didn't believe, but shout out to her for making that work. But hey, you probably can make anybody heel if they really, really put their work into it. And Naomi, I feel like she got a chance to be at the top of that women's division as one of the top heels. I don't know if they're ever going to do it with Bianca, because I feel like she can pass as a heel too, but the kids love her so much, so it's probably one of those Cena situations where you probably don't want to. But she would be great as a heel too.
Yep.
But Naomi definitely has a chance to do something here. It wouldn't be surprising if they give Jade the win just because she was out so long and this is her revenge tour and all that. Yeah. But it wouldn't surprise me if Naomi won either, just so they could build her up. And I hope she becomes another champion again soon.
Same.
I believe, and you guys are absolutely right. Anybody can win, right? Either one of these two can win. If it's a clean match, it's Jade Cargill. If Bianca gets involved,
it won't be clean.
Naomi. It's Naomi. It shouldn't. You're absolutely. It should be as messy as it is, and I agree with you guys.
Match. With what happened with Jade, it shouldn't be a regular match. It should be all hell breaks loose.
Right? She gonna be trying to beat the fuck out of her.
Exactly. And I do believe if Bianca some way, somehow inserts herself into this match just to, I don't know, emotional distress, support one of the two that she was tag team champions with for a period amount of time. If Bianca does something, I think Bianca screws over Jade Cargill in the match to make Naomi win the match. To where
Bianca might get screwed over in night two.
Exactly, a cause and effect. It's simply because it's a triple threat that we'll get into a little later. Cause and effect, and I think Naomi wins it because of Bianca's involvement in the match. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Jade Cargill either. But I'm taking Naomi in this one. As we're talking WrestleMania week, WrestleMania is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking, or we're giving you guys our winners, as we both got. I think all three of us got Jey Uso. All three of us got El Grande Americano. All three of us got the New Day, and I think this is the first one that we kind of all disagreed. Jose got Jade, CP has Naomi, and I think I got Naomi too as well. What could possibly be a good match, and also could be a stinker too. I honestly feel like even though the names on here are good, I could also feel like this one could be a stinker for the United States Championship between LA Knight, and the Wolverine Jacob Fatu. All gas, no breaks. Guys, Fatu getting his WrestleMania moment, or we're giving LA Knight a long run as United States champion, CP?
As much as I love LA, y'all know I love LA Knight. I got like 5 of his. I got like 5 of his shirts, all that. I love LA Knight.
Dummy,
but it's Jacob Fatu time. They're gonna give him his first title here. He just been too hot, bro. He been steaming. He didn't roll. I knew he's gonna eventually rise past Solo just because he had that aura about him. Like when the bloodline was coming out, like I feel like all eyes were more on Fatu more than Solo. So this could be where Jacob Fatu's like his fast run starts, and I think he's gonna beat LA Knight.
Okay. Jose, do you have the same? You have the same thought? Jacob Fatu gets the title?
Yeah. It sucks because it kind of seems like LA Knight's both his title runs were kind of and they didn't do him any service with that. But 100%, you got to push Jacob Fatu to the moon. You got to push him out there. Maybe you continue this feud between them two. I think it's gonna turn into Jacob Fatu and Solo. I think Solo gets jealous, if I'm being honest.
For sure.
But I think Jacob wins. But you gotta do something with LA Knight. You gotta do him right. That was dirty. They did him dirty with these title runs, man. He didn't deserve that. But I think Jacob Fatu wins.
But if something like that happens, though, who do you see more being a face, Jacob or Solo?
Jacob.
Like, who do you push as a face?
Oh,
Jacob.
Jacob has to be a face.
Right, you can't make Solo a face, right?
No. The crowd won't be behind Solo.
Yeah, the crowd won't. Yeah.
But hey, you know what? That. What if this turns LA Knight to a heel? He's not a bad heel.
Hey, the Bray Wyatt. Hey,
he started off as a heel. Exactly.
That rivalry was good.
I think that might be the move. Maybe LA Knight turns heel after this.
Which is why I believe what you guys said, his short reigns as United States Championship were kind of and it kind of sucked too. Which is, I believe, why they might still give LA Knight that opportunity to still be the USA title. And I do believe that Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga are going to be, it's going to involve him in losing that match, would lead us to Jacob Fatu.
Randy Orton had me crying with that, bro.
Yeah, for real. Only Randy, right? Only Randy could pull that one off.
Only Randy, bro.
Yeah. But no, I think this will lead a backlash or whatever. What's the one that Bad Blood? Is that the one after WrestleMania? I don't remember now. I can't.
It's usually Backlash.
I thought it was WrestleMania Backlash. That's what they call it now.
Yeah. Which will lead into a Solo versus Jacob at Backlash. No title, just a straight up Samoan ass whooping fight through the wall.
Right, because they've been crossing hairs lately, haven't they?
That's a good point.
This is why I believe like they're gonna give LA Knight his shining moment, his title run for a period amount of time, and then this was still. I mean, it wouldn't hurt Jacob Fatu if he loses that way, right? If he loses clean, then I guess you could kind of see where it hurts. But all gas, no breaks, and this will lead to that match that we all expect is gonna happen between Solo and Jacob. But it's not a bad idea what you guys are saying about give Jacob Fatu, give the hottest guy out there, give him his title reign, and let him go from there where the jealousy from Solo Sikoa does happen because, Jacob got a title that Solo couldn't even get one or his hands on. He had to steal it from, who was it? Who was it that got hurt? What's his name? Tangaloa. He had to steal it from him to become a tag team title. So, yeah, I could see LA Knight winning the match right here. And then we're going to have that match next month.
That's a good point.
Next match after this, I think it's going to be the Women's Wrestling Championship between it's Tiffy time and Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
You
I
did that a little too well.
the queen,
Oh,
the
man.
queen is back and making her triumphant return in Royal Rumble, winning the Royal Rumble, and I think this was the only matchup that made sense in the WrestleMania card for this year. Tiffany Stratton facing Charlotte Flair. The past versus the present, the young versus the old.
Old.
The one that lied
In
about her
waiting.
boyfriend being in the DM and the guy that actually is having Tiffany Stratton in the backside. But does Charlotte Flair be the first one to break her father's record, or is still going to be the record of Ric Flair for one more night?
The Bulls are
It's
coming back a little bit.
So who do you guys have? Tiffany Stratton or Charlotte Flair, guys?
I think. Oh man, this is tough. I think with the way everything's been going, you keep it on Tiffany. Because there's just something going on with Charlotte. I think the crowd's not behind her.
No.
I don't know what we wanted from this. I really don't. I'm worried this match isn't going to be as good as people think it is. I'm really. This reminds me of Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker on AEW All In last year. Two goats that everybody thought was going to be a great match, and it didn't turn out to be
trash.
It was trash, and a lot of it had to do with Britt Baker. She was just checked out. I have a feeling because these two can't work together, it's not going to be as good as a match we all think it's going to be. But I want to lean on Tiffany winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Charlotte.
No way. You can't take it off to me. She just cashed in a few months ago, bro.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
cannot.
But that's why I think she's gonna win.
The crowd is behind her. It's just not the right time to do. If you want to do it for Charlotte in the future, fine, whatever. Now is not the time, bro. Everyone hates Charlotte. Tiffany's hot. This would be a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago would like to thank everybody for the hatred because it was that promo there she couldn't get a single word out, and it started this whole nasty cat fight, and which is what I feel it's gonna happen. It's gonna be an all-out cat fight, a professional cat fight, but a cat fight nonetheless. Those shots that they took at each other were pretty personal. Those shots at each other were pretty bad, and the ass whooping that Charlotte Flair gave Tiffany Stratton last week was very personal, and you could tell it was really meant for Tiffany Stratton to someone be hurt. With all that being said, guys, you're not going to like what I'm about to tell you guys, but Charlotte Flair is winning the WrestleMania. She's winning her title back simply because of the mid-card title hurting, guys. And I think Tiffany Stratton as a babyface has been not a success as everybody thought it would be. Tiffany Stratton works better as a heel. And right now, those mid-card championships are begging for a heel champion.
You think they'll send her back to a mid card?
Everybody, yes, because I think what WWE failed Tiffany Stratton the last couple of weeks is that Tiffany is not ready for the big time just yet. Her promos weren't all that great. It just felt like it was kind of
all booking though, Eric. It's all booking.
I hear you. I hear you.
He has the same issue with the women's division that he has with the tag team division.
I get it.
And NXT, Tiffany was great. They did her right. Mm-hmm. She was amazing on the mic. She was amazing in the ring. You just got to give her opponents that are going to bring the best out of her. Right now, with Charlotte, I think they thought Charlotte was going to do that for her, but Charlotte doesn't want to give up the limelight. She wants the limelight. So I just think it's an ego battle right now between the two. And
I hear you. But also, again, like you said, you give Tiffany a good, decent mid-card title run, let her work those opponents until the old people get out of the way. And then you bring Tiffany Stratton back, but you got to bring her back.
That's backwards, though. I feel like it's supposed to be the other way around. You usually work your way through the mid card before you hit the main event scene, like Gunther did.
But she's still young enough and talented enough to actually make that move from mid card back to the main event scene within a year. Because it's just
I don't think that's necessary.
I mean
it's not. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
What needs to happen is she needs to turn heel. Tiffany Stratton needs to be a heel.
That for sure.
She needs to be a heel because you give it to Charlotte. Who's going to go against Charlotte? I mean,
because WWE, of course, because of the crowds, this happens a lot, but the fans be influencing decisions. Because I'm pretty sure Charlotte was supposed to be the face here, and Tiffany was supposed to be the heel, but the crowd didn't get behind that at all.
Not at all.
I hear you guys. But but that's how I feel like it's gonna happen. The title is gonna go to Charlotte, whether we like it or not, because it's
I don't
Charlotte's
see
late.
that happening. Not this early. I just think Tiffany probably needs a different opponent at the moment. I just don't think Charlotte. I think Charlotte is low key out of her prime. She be taking these long breaks and then she keep coming back looking different each time. It's just like,
Dude, for real. Somebody,
20,
you see the meme they put
bro.
on Twitter for her? It's like win the championship, get injured, go to face surgery, get a divorce, and win the it was like a
Yes, the 5 steps of Charlotte, bro. Like
crazy.
it's
And
the same thing. Like 2015 to 19, Charlotte, like I enjoy watching Charlotte from 2015 to 2019, but it's like the past 2, 3 years, she just don't do it for me no more. You know, like her
Right.
moon songs aren't the same. It's like she used to be the best, one of the best talker out of them all. Now it's just seems like she just like this cranky old lady now. I mean, she looks like an old lady, so it's like
Damn.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, come on, bro. When she said the thing about bro, like who really believed that, bro? It was just a awkward comeback, like a force, like oh shit, she
Yeah.
just treated the fuck out of me. I got to come
Like
back
these
here.
are my
You
DMs.
try
Yeah,
to
I
get a
hear you.
reaction out of her. But okay, real quick. If Tiffany Stratton wins and stays a babyface, you know who would be actually a really good opponent for her?
Naomi.
Alexa Bliss, but as a heel, like the old Alexa Bliss, not this gimmick that she's been doing with Bray Wyatt, like the old Alexa
Yeah,
Bliss.
I think it's time to
I,
let that go.
Yes,
I
let that
wish.
go, please.
I wish, but it's not gonna
Bring that
happen.
version of Alexa Bliss back, that little snotty asshole Alexa Bliss, and I think she'd be perfect against Tiffany Stratton.
I
I
miss that
agree.
Alexa Bliss.
I miss that Alexa Bliss too, but it's not gonna happen. It's
I
really
think
not
it
gonna happen.
will. I think it
I,
will.
I
I
don't
can
think so.
see it happening actually.
I don't think so.
You got
All right,
what-
the main event, guys, and this one's very interesting, and I like this match. And this matchup really didn't need a title, and we all know which match we're talking about: the triple threat match between Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, CM
You
Punk,
might as well put Paul in there.
and Seth Rollins for the battle of the wise man, of the advocate of Paul Heyman. I guess that's what this match is for. I guess that's the title. If you win, you get Paul Heyman when it feels like it, right? But guys, who's winning and who's taking the pin? Jose.
Oh, fuck.
The second one, right? It's the second question.
I literally thought Seth Rollins was in this match because he was going to take the pin. Like he always gets the pin, takes the pin. But I don't think they're going to do him dirty this time around. I think he might win. I think they've been putting too much emphasis on CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I think Seth Rollins might take this win. I think he might sneaks out. I think he sneaks out a win here. But who takes the pin? Has to be CM Punk. I think Punk.
Okay. CM Punk takes the pin. Seth Rollins for the win. CP, do you agree?
What sweater do I have on? You see this, right? Come on, bro.
I acknowledge my OTC.
Roman, bro, be for real. Roman has been getting done dirty in this feud for a while now. I would be shocked if he don't win on Saturday. Like I feel like it's just like you got Paul Heyman you got them trying to take Heyman away from him. You got Seth Rollins stomping his face through the floor, bro. CM Punk been beating him up nonstop over the past few weeks. It's just like I would be shocked if Roman don't come in here and win. Now I understand why Jose said Seth because it just seems like Roman and CM Punk are paying too much attention to each other and not enough to almost like the EO Sky thing. So it's like they're forgetting about him
Point.
and they're so focused on Paul Heyman that I think it's gonna cost the both of them and cost Seth Rollins to win. I personally want Roman to win, but I'm with Jose. I think Seth might end up winning because of how much attention they're paying to Paul Heyman. And we know Paul Heyman's good for you remember what he did to Brock Lesnar with the Big Show. He cost Lesnar the title and sided with the Big Show. It wouldn't surprise me if Heyman pulls that again. It just wouldn't. Like I don't know why they're fighting over this walrus, but
Hey man, respect for the wise man. Come on, man.
man,
He's done a lot for a lot of people in this career, man.
we fighting over Paul Heyman, bro. That's where we're at. The
Look,
lowest of the lows.
hey man, look, I said this time and time again. This is the only match that I feel like did not have a title and it'll live up to the expectation. I will give you guys this. I think the sentimental value of CM Punk finally main eventing WrestleMania will probably get his match and he'll probably get the win. And he'll probably pin Roman, to be completely honest with you. And to be completely honest, the winner of this match does not mean that this feud will stop. I think this storyline will continue onto the summer for SummerSlam and probably into Survivor Series.
That's a good point because you know which feud comes out of this. I think they need to really focus in on
Seth and CM Punk.
Seth and Roman.
Yes, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I was saying Seth and Roman.
Boiling up since last year WrestleMania with all the subtle hints and everything. Remember the last time these two wrestled when Roman was a champion, it wasn't a clean win. I think Roman won either by disqualification or a count out. So Seth never really lost to Roman.
No, actually, Roman beat the crap out of him and just pinned him.
Yeah,
like he never got out the gate. He pissed Roman off so much when he came out as the Shield character, and Roman just he just kicked his ass the whole match. It was a frustration match for Roman, I guess. They didn't really give Seth a chance to really be in that match.
I don't think it was a pin. I don't think it was.
Why do I feel like there's something that had to do with Dean Ambrose with this? Wasn't the year that Dean Ambrose won the Money in the Bank?
But that was long gone. They had a match.
That was a while ago.
Okay. All right.
I'll look this up, CP. I'll look this up right now. Well, go ahead, Eric. But I think they got to zero in on that matchup.
I agree. I definitely do agree. I meant to say Seth and Roman because this match has been in the making for 10 years already, 10 plus years, maybe even longer, maybe even shorter. I really don't know. But I will say this though, guys. CM Punk.
Yeah, Jose. My bad, Eric. Jose. Roman put him in the headlock and he made him faint.
There you go. That's what it was. Yeah, I knew it was something like that where it's like it wasn't a clean like a pin, but I guess that's still a clean win. So they protected Seth there.
They did, but again, CM Punk wins. He gets his main event. He gets his win. He pins Roman, and I think he walks away with Paul Heyman. He walks away with his advocate. You're right. They need to bring back this Seth versus Roman feud back again. But guys, like I said, this feud has to lead on to the summer because this still has storylines for all three of them for the whole entire year. But I will say this, guys. I would say this. I think now, from here on out, I think one of those three should have a title on them in order to make this interesting. Or it could be Seth Rollins. I don't care if it's for. I don't care. It's not going to be the Universal. I think we're all going to be in agreement who's going to win for the Universal title.
You mean the World Heavyweight?
But I think the World Heavyweight title is in play here because of Jey Uso has a storyline with 2 out of the 3. And how do you take
turn
away
Punk heel though?
No. No, you're not going to turn Punk heel.
It's so tough.
It's tough. But hear me out. Seth Rollins is the key player here. And I think Seth Rollins, in order to get everybody's attention, he has to do something dirty. And I think he'll do Jey Uso dirty. I think Jey Uso is going to win the title, but I don't think his title run is going to be long. I think it's going to be nice, short, and quick, simply because it brings up that fire because these feuds have to have a title and they have to interchange between one of the 3. So you put CM Punk as the winner, and then there's a storyline with everybody else in between that still involves Jey Uso, still involves Roman, still involves CM Punk, still involves Seth. I'm sorry. And then you have basically the whole year written out for everybody else to where it might lead up to Survivor Series, and then we might have that corporate match. I'm just saying. I'm poking holes here, guys. I'm poking holes here, and I do believe that Seth Rollins might be Team Rock somehow, some way, somehow this year.
I think you're looking ahead too far right now.
And sometimes you got to look that far in the future, my guy, to get some type of storylines here. I don't know.
I mean, I'm with you on putting the belt back around Punk. I think it's about time. They've been teasing it for since he came back now, and it's after this whole feud, if he does win at Mania, I can see them. And Seth and Roman does pick up a rivalry. I guess you could see Punk because then Punk say that whole favorite thing is still up in the air. So can't this favorite thing be a title match? Because that's what Punk has been after for a while, but somebody or something could keep getting in his way.
True. I mean, hey, like I said, multiple storylines here and there, but I think now individually against each other, somebody has to hold the title because this feud like they have without no title can only go so much, and that's so much.
I don't think Seth or Roman need the title right now.
No.
Yeah, no, they don't either.
Yeah, but CM Punk definitely needs one, and I think that's where that's where it kind of elevates this feud just a little bit more.
All right, Eric, go through night 2 quickly, and we'll talk obviously the most on with the last main event.
For sure. All right, so TBD versus Randy Orton. Who's the TBD?
It's Nick Aldis.
TB?
I feel like that's so obvious, but is there anybody that hasn't been around for a while that they might try to bring back or something? Maybe.
I think I heard Jeff Hardy's name out there.
I
heard Jeff Hardy. I heard Chris Jericho's name.
He's in TNA. No, Chris Jericho's in AEW. Jeff Hardy's right now signed with TNA.
But TNA have and
well, yeah, TNA has a partnership with WWE, don't they?
If you're going outside the box, if it's not Nick Aldis, Jeff Cobb, who I think would be a pretty good star in WWE.
Joe Hendry.
Or Joe Hendry. He's hurt, but
I wouldn't mind that.
Jeff Cobb, who's coming out of New Japan Pro Wrestling. We've seen The Rock with the shirt on. There's talks that he's going to WWE. It's already a done deal. Maybe they do something like how Cody Rhodes, he came and they did like a match.
Right. Maybe like Nick Aldis gets so pissed off that he has somebody, come fight Orton for him. I don't think he'll fight him himself.
One of the two. I think both would be a good matchup.
You guys don't think it's a work from Kevin Owens with his neck injury?
I don't know.
Psychological games over here because Randy Orton's voices in his heads are going all over the place, and this is one way to get his voices to get talking about. Huh?
Is Sami Zayn hurt?
No, I don't think it'll be Sami, but I think he's hurt. But I don't think it'll be Sami.
Yeah, Sami's going to be out for a while, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
still feel like it's Kevin Owens. I don't know why. I just do.
Even after that whole broken neck thing, you really think they would do that?
I don't think they would do that.
I don't know how true it is. I hope.
I mean, they did pull that. I think they pulled that with Dolph Ziggler before, so it wouldn't surprise me. Mark Henry too.
Yeah,
sure. We'll see. Next matchup for night 2: AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Guys, is this Logan Paul's moment to get his first WrestleMania win?
I think he's going to win.
I hope not.
I mean, we hope not. We love AJ Styles, but yeah, Logan Paul, they're going to give him some shine here.
Yeah. You just can't go on Logan Paul every time he's in a main event or a PLE match. He loses outside of the USA or the United States Championship that he got off of Rey Mysterio. Like, you had to give him his moments, his time to shine here and there. And I think that this is one of the moments where you have to give him. He has to win a WrestleMania match sooner.
Logan Paul wins. I agree.
Logan Paul. Cool. The tag team women's matchup between Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. For some odd reason, the Intercontinental Champion for the women's division is in a tag team match against Bayley that she just faced a couple weeks ago. But this is the matchup.
Way to build the title up, guys.
Give it to Liv. You might as well give it to Liv. Let her build credibility to that title. Like, that's what you got to do. Give it to Liv. She'll do a better job. But I think Liv and Raquel win.
Like, please don't turn that Intercontinental title into a damn 24/7 title or some shit. Bro.
For real. Then what's the point of even having it?
We asked for a long time for a mid-card title for the women's division. We got them, and both. I'm not really doing anything on that part, and that's the sad part about it.
Right? How many times has she? I could count on one hand how many times she's defended it already.
Twice. And against the same person too, Bayley.
And that title was brought in how long
ago? 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
Then you have Chelsea beefing with Mishin and BFAB, and it's not working out, man. Like, you guys gotta do something with this.
Facts.
I think they gotta do a mix up with these women, with the women division. Like, you gotta.
First of all, they gotta break apart some of these teams, bro. It's time for a lot of these women to go solo.
That, or you have a plethora of women in NXT. Bring them up. Get some new feuds in here. You can bring Jada Parker.
Right, throw Jada Parker in there.
Jada Roxanne and
you know who's underrated that can come up. So Ruka. She'd be great.
I would like that too.
Like,
yeah, and let Jordan
women on the NXT you could just bring up that you probably don't have that much space for. Like, you still have Jordan Grace down there. You still have Zyra or Zarya, whatever her name is. You still have Stephanie Vaquer. Leave them down there. Let them be your face of that brand. But you have so many other women. Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade.
Yeah, Roxanne Perez, bro.
I thought Cora was hurt. Wasn't Corey hurt?
No, she's wrestling Stand and Deliver with
I thought she was hurt.
Roxanne. On the kickoff show. Think about it. Roxanne Perez goes to one of the last two in the Royal Rumble to one of the last two Elimination Chamber to not being on either the WrestleMania card or the Stand and Deliver card.
How that happened? I'm thinking she's finna be the next big thing.
She's on the kickoff show and Stand and Deliver. It's like, how are y'all fumbling this? It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Get it together, Triple H.
The Sin City beatdown, meltdown, shit down, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, which is another good storyline coming into WrestleMania, one of the few ones that are coming in outside of the two that we mentioned earlier. Guys, to me, this is the toughest one to call. Who's going to win? Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest? I can't put my finger on it. Guys, convince me who's going to win. Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest?
I think this might steal the show. And I think Drew McIntyre is going to win. I feel like they've been protected. Remember, Drew McIntyre has beaten Cody. He's beaten CM Punk once or twice. Seth Rollins. I think I don't
Brock
see
Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't see them having Damian Priest beat McIntyre. I think Drew McIntyre wins.
Yeah, Priest seemed like he's had like the upper hand like the whole time in it with this rivalry. So it wouldn't surprise me if they give the win to McIntyre.
I agree. I'm starting to agree with you guys. I mean, I think once Damian Priest's eyes come back to the socket after getting hit the way he got hit last week, but this is Drew McIntyre. Like the buildup for Drew McIntyre this year is up there, and he's a great heel. I like Drew McIntyre, and he should have a title wrap around him sooner rather than later, and actually have a pretty decent long title run. But for this reason only, Drew McIntyre wins. All right, guys. Intercontinental Championship, Fatal 4. What's it called? I don't know what it's called anymore. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Is Finn Balor getting pinned once again, or is he actually taking the title this time around?
I do think Finn Balor wins this time around.
Nice.
He needs it. He needs it. He needs that moment. He needs that moment, that title moment, that WrestleMania moment. He's been doing the job so many times, time in and time out. He definitely deserves this moment. Give it to him. Put Penta in the tag team division with his brother Rey Fenix. The Lucha Brothers are one of the greatest tag teams ever. Put them together, then your tag team division will be on a really good run. But yeah, give it to Finn Balor. Have him beef with Dominic Mysterio. Elevate Braun Breaker to the main event scene, and then have Penta go in the tag team division with his brother Rey Fenix, and there you go.
Yeah, he's low key been carrying Raw too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I just came up with a crazy idea. I know it's going to be a very unpopular what I'm about to say, but
Dominic.
No. But do you think
good? I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it either. I think Dominic needs a title. I think he deserves it. But if Finn Balor loses, wouldn't it make more sense of him being this type of persona? Wouldn't it be a lot better if Liv and Raquel both lose their title and Finn Balor is the only guy with a title in the Judgment Day? The way how he's been gloating, he's been talking all this shit, doing, little slight jabs here and there. I know it sucks because you're giving it to Bayley and Valera. I get it, 100%. But for the storyline, for the buildup of Dom and the hatred for Finn Balor that's going to be happening with him being the only person in Judgment Day with the title, wouldn't that make more sense to give him the title and let Liv and Raquel lose their title? That way we can have a feud and probably the breakup at the Judgment Day.
You feel like they need to break up?
I think they're going to break up.
They're going to break up, and I think this is like the easiest way for them to break up because of the arrogance and the ego of Finn Balor being the only person in the Judgment Day with a title will kind of leave sour taste in everybody's mouth that will lead to Dominic Mysterio maybe with a babyface turn, and he's the one that takes the title away from Finn Balor because Finn Balor wouldn't give him the opportunity right away, and he has to work for it because he doesn't.
I think the way that works, Eric. I think the way that works is if Finn Balor's about to win, something happens where then Dominic Mysterio wins at WrestleMania, gets the title, and then Finn is so jealous and enraged that then he goes after Dom right after, and that breaks up the Judgment Day. I think doing it that way.
Right. No way they turned Dominic face. No time. They did too much work building him as this heel.
But in that scenario, he does turn face because obviously Finn Balor will be heel. And I think it might be a good thing for Dom. I think
You don't think Finn would turn face?
No,
no,
definitely not.
no, you don't want that. You don't want
I
that.
think Finn
He's
winning
so
the
good.
title.
He's so good as a heel. So good as a heel.
Yeah, I think Finn winning the title would bring the more arrogance and more ego. And I think him being the only one member in Judgment Day with the title and just brag it every single week, just bragging and bragging and bragging and bragging, will just live to a point, or will make it to the point where they all break up and just I think that's probably a better storyline for the Judgment Day if they do lose the title.
Then they would have to turn on him. I think he turns on them. Because again, if they turn on him, then you have to make Finn a face, just like how they did with Damian Priest, because they turned on him. You make it Dominic winning, so that way Finn turns on him, and that breaks up the Judgment Day. So that way you keep Finn Balor a heel. So only
You
way
don't
it's
feel
gonna.
like some of them need the Judgment Day though? Like people
Carlito,
like Raquel, people like Raquel need the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
they
don't know
need each
how
other.
Dominic would look without it either.
That's funny. All right, guys, the triple threat match between Io and Bianca and Rhea. Who's winning and who's taking the pin?
EO's winning.
Io.
This is so obvious. She's being disrespected for months now. And it's just been all about Rhea and Bianca in each other's face. Who knows? Maybe they might separate that rivalry and keep it going. Or like y'all said, Naomi, maybe she interferes in the night one and it costs her a night two. So that could still happen too.
Good point.
And maybe you start a new rivalry with EO and Rhea Ripley on Ross. There's a bunch of ways they could go with this, but I don't see no circumstance in where EO doesn't win.
Now that you said that, I think Naomi definitely wins against Jace by cheating somehow. Then ruins Bianca's chance at winning the title, and then they have a feud there. I want Bianca to win though. I don't know. I want Bianca to have a title again, but not after CP saying that. I could totally see that happening. So then I think EO either EO wins. No, I don't know. I guess make EO win and then maybe turn Rhea a heel. I don't know, man, because it kind of seems like
Rhea's. You don't feel like Rhea's much better as a heel?
I think I don't know. I think she's really good as a babyface, but I kind of feel like they're kind of hinting at it though. She's been very whiny,
Right? She's been disrespectful. Yeah, of
yeah.
course, Rhea.
I kind of feel like they're hinting at it a little bit.
The darkness, like she's perfect as a heel. You can turn her heel anytime you want. It's not like Bianca, where a bunch of fans and I mean, fans are gonna love Rhea no matter what, just because she's Rhea. But
100%, I agree.
She can be a heel or a face.
I agree. She has that Roman Reigns value where he could be a heel and is a baby face.
She's the girl's she's the girl version.
Yeah,
100%. I agree. Which is why I always said it from the very beginning. I think it's going to stay true because of the previous storylines. Io Sky is still going to retain the title, and I think because of Jade interfering, Bianca's taking the pin, and it's a whole mess. But I do agree, Io Sky will be the champion on that point, and she's going to come out WrestleMania, giving her WrestleMania moment. Guys, the last match of the night: Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, a heel John Cena, and is he going to break the record and hold his title for the 17th time in a row? Or is Cody Rhodes going to destroy that dream for John Cena? CP, what do you got?
At first, I was thinking Cody, right?
Cody.
I'm thinking, oh yeah, no, for sure. Cena's going to put Cody over. He's going to do this for him, give him his WrestleMania main event. But I don't know. Now that I know that Cena's going to be doing his last little tour run for the rest of the year, I could see him doing it with the title somehow,
Facts.
And I think I don't know whether it be The Rock or somebody else that they bring out. Somebody's going to cost Cody the title. It might be one of Cody's friends that he trusts that cost him the title. But I think somebody's going to cost Cody the title on Sunday.
Why'd you be Sammy? That'd be crazy.
Oh man.
What about Gold Dust?
Here's my dilemma. Here's my dilemma with this, right? I too think Cena wins and breaks the record. Well, but you got to remember that he only has a certain amount of dates left on his contract for this year. So they're going to have to give him more dates if he wins the championship. Because if you don't, then whatever mid card title you have, let's say he wins it, right, and that title's on SmackDown. Then the United States champion, whether it's LA Knight or Jacob Fatu, then has to kind of carry the show. Remember when Roman was the champion? When Roman
Yeah,
was the
he would
champion,
disappear for months at a time.
he disappeared for months, but who carried? It was
Gunther.
Gunther with the Intercontinental title because that was on SmackDown at the time. He carried. So it's like that for me. It's like then if that's the case, then maybe you got to move Jay to SmackDown. Maybe you do like a shake up.
That's a
Maybe you
good
do a shake
point.
up. You know what I mean? You put Jay on SmackDown, then let's say Braun Breaker, whoever's the Intercontinental title, then carries it. But I don't know, man. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's
people shit on Cody Rhodes a lot, but like props to him for defending that title so much over the past year. Like literally damn near at every pay-per-view. I don't want to see a circumstance where that title is being gone for 2-3 months at a time and it's supposed to be this prestigious title that everybody cares about and it's
right.
like just not here.
Yeah. But
Guys,
that'd be part of his shtick, right? Because remember, for him being a heel, he has to be less than what he was before, which was Mr. Reliability. So I get that part, but then it's like, you know, how do you juggle that? Basically, you know what I mean, in a way.
Yeah.
guys, it's funny that you say that because there was a tweet, and I should have taken a screenshot of it. But on that post was the amount of days that John Cena was gonna be on the wrestling shows. John Cena is gonna be on the Monday night after WrestleMania, the Monday night after, the Monday night after that. He's gonna be gone for a week. He's gonna be on Backlash. He's gonna be on the Monday after Backlash. He's gonna be on quite some time. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena is going to break the record. He's going to be the 17-time world champion.
If that's true, then yeah, I agree.
And we're going to have heel Cena probably up until SummerSlam. And then we're going to have babyface Cena for the remaining of the year. No, you know what? I'm lying. We'll probably have babyface John Cena after the Survivor Series matchup, after the Survivor Series card.
His last match.
Yeah, his last match for sure.
And I think we're gonna have babyface Cena for the last couple months because he's gonna turn his back on The Rock, and we're gonna do all this facade because John Cena as a heel would be great for the little time that we're gonna have him, and then we're gonna need John Cena babyface back to finish off his title run in his WWE career.
I think Cena Rock 3, that'll be his last match.
Pretty much.
I doubt it. No, I doubt it.
Pretty much.
I think who turns him? I think who's going to turn him back into a face? It either has to be Cody or CM Punk. Nobody else.
You read
I would love
mind.
Punk.
You read my mind, Jose, because I was definitely going CM Punk. The last
or Randy. I guess you could throw Randy in it too, but it has to be one of those three guys.
I prefer Punk.
I prefer Punk, and I think Punk deserves it.
Yeah,
and I think that's where he gets his title.
Yeah,
because even though we did say that CM Punk needs his title, I think CM Punk can still go for the majority of the year without a title, still chasing that title, and then he gets it off of John Cena the way how he got it from John Cena his last day at WWE when he gives the kiss goodbye. Isaiah, what's up, my guy? Bull suck. I've been telling you guys this for 3.5 years. I don't know why you guys are just realizing this.
Well, it's officially over now. They lost 109.90. It's crazy.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's
man. We don't have. Yeah,
I don't give a shit. So yeah, that was our show here in the WindyCity Rundown. We did go a little bit longer, but we did talk about the WrestleMania matches. This was the reason why. Thank you guys for joining us. CP, thank you for hopping on as always. You're always appreciating. You're always welcome on our show. Thank you, Paulina, Comadre. Thank you, Isaiah. Welcome back. John, it was the bad luck. Jesus, a la casa se va Real Madrid. My boys are going to be in the Champions League semifinal in a couple weeks. Today's a great day. Today was a good day. I loved it. I love every single moment. And it's going to be a fun weekend. WrestleMania weekend is here. We're going to enjoy watching it. Should we have a watch party? Are we going to have a watch party? CP, are you going to have a watch party, bro? You inviting us?
I was going to ask y'all.
I've been invited to a lot of watch parties. I wish I wanted to go to a couple of them, but Saturdays Easter with my family, so we're probably not gonna.
Easter's on Saturday. Oh,
Easter's on Sunday. Easter is on Sunday, but my family celebrated Saturday, so we're gonna be doing that. And then Sunday we'll be celebrating it with Paulina's family, with my wife's family. So yeah, I'll be watching it either on my phone or You know what I mean? Not ideal, not what I wanted this year, but hey, the Lord comes first. So
I
I hear you. I hear you. You know, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You know, we like to thank him for, you know, but not thank him, but you know, he sacrificed his life for our sins and for our forgiveness. So you know, we got to thank him every single day, not just only on Easter, but every single day of our lives. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ of Nazareth. As always, guys, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys follow us on all our on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow us. Hit the little bell when we get notified when our shows are live. Might have some surprise for the next couple of weeks for you guys. Keep in tune for that. CP, as always,
doing the
you.
draft next week.
What draft?
The
Oh yeah,
NFL
we're doing the draft.
Oh,
The NFL
buddy,
draft
come
is
on,
next week.
Eric.
I forgot about that. My
That's
mind
different. That we should do a watch party with the draft.
We'll do that. My mind is on cloud 9 with Arsenal winning, guys. So like my days are all out of whack. Let me just give me 24 hours. Give me a good night's rest. And then I'm on to the next, and then next week I'll be on for sure. But yes, the draft is next week. We will talk about who the Bears are going to get. A lot of conversation about that. And a lot more sports talk too as well. So make sure you stay tuned to the Windy City Rundown. As always, Jose, thank you. CP, as always, thank you. Everybody else that joined us, thank you very much. We will see you guys next week at 7:30. We don't know if it's on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, but we will let you know. Make sure you guys follow us. And as always, Jose, hit that outro. We love y'all.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
He's running like he's got a lobster down his pants, showing that he is as slippery as a bar of soap.
Like poop through a diarrhea-infected goose.
Commented about it.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take this serious.
I'm not.
Serious. I put my heart and soul into this every single week.
Are we done here?
It's about time.